Alrighty. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the position graph. We're going to make the position graph, and then we're actually going to we're going to give it a different name over here, right? We're going to give it a tab, right? By the way I gave this thing its name was you just give that a right click or a double tap on a Mac, right? And then you just click rename, and you can rename it. Okay. Now, let's add that position time graph. So what you do is you got this. Notice how I've got the column headers labeled. Okay. Google Sheets is pretty clever. So if I just you want to select time and position, right? If you select that like that, with these guys selected, and then you go insert and you do chart, it usually picks the right chart. Okay. So it should be a line chart like that. Really, it's a scatter graph, but it's calling scatter graphs line charts, so that's okay. Okay, you can do a smooth line scatter graph as well. But this looks like the right sort of thing. Okay, so if it doesn't do that, go in here and check, the line chart, I guess, right? Okay. And then what we're going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on its own sheet. Boom. Okay. So that was to do that. Oops, I can't go back. To do that, you just click that little menu in the upper right corner and then move it to its own sheet, right? And then let's rename this. So that's a right click or a double tap on my Mac, right? And I want to rename this. Let's call it the position graph, right? Okay. The first thing I want to do, it's got the right title, it's got the right labels for the axes. If you didn't, and it did that because I selected those. If you didn't select them and you made the graph, you still can go in and add those titles, right? So go here, click Edit Chart, go to Customize, go to Chart and Axis Titles, right? Vertical axis title. You can give it the chart title is there. The horizontal axis title is there, the vertical axis. So you could make sure that they are that, right? Okay. But mine already has that. So I'm going to go and look at the grid lines here. What I want is I really want there to be a strong grid line at the top and one on the right side. There's not one on the right side. I'd also like this to number by tens. 25s don't do it for me. In fact, I want more than that, right? So let's look at grid lines here. Let's look at our vertical axis, okay? It's doing auto. Watch what happens if I make it do 11 grid lines. Boom, that's wonderful. Now 11 seems like a weird number, but if you think about it, to divide it into 10 divisions, you need 11 grid lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? It'll do whatever you do. If you type 7 in there, it'll do that too. You don't want that though. Okay. And now let's look at our horizontal axis. I want a grid line on this side. It never puts one there. Sometimes it does. Right, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 5 major grid lines, right? Major grid lines. There we go, right? Isn't that beautiful? Now that's beautiful, right? But I'd like tenths here. I'd like to divide this into 10 even parts. So let's make this. Notice I'm looking at the I'm looking at the horizontal axis there, right? So I want to put a 9 there. Okay, now 9 seems like a weird number, but look at it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grid lines, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal parts, and that's what you want. You want it to number by tenths. Let's do the same thing for the vertical axis. This will seem a bit much, but let's go for it. Let's divide those into 9. Put 9 grid lines between it, right, which divides them into 10. You can count them. There's 10. 1, 2, 10. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. We still need to put a trend line on here, right? And you're going to find that in, I think it's in series, right? So click on series, scroll down, and it's like, where's the trend line? Well, you got to click that first, and then the menu pops up, right? Okay, so go into series, click trend line, right? And then it suggests a linear trend line. That is not a good fit. Right, so let's suggest that perhaps it's a polynomial. It will default to second order if it doesn't make it a second order polynomial. And then r squared, how close does it fit? Ooh, wow, that's really good. 1 is like a perfect fit. And then the label, you want to label it with the equation, right? So go into label, it says none, custom, right? You want to use the equation. Okay, show the r squared. I think I have everything I need, right? So notice that I've got a grid line here at 0.4 seconds, right? I've got 100, I've got a grid line there. I've divided this thing into tens and tens. I've got this nice, beautiful curve like this. And I have displayed my equation for the trend line there. Notice that the trend line and the data are just totally overlapping. Okay, and that's just normal. So this is good. You're going to print this thing out, right? This guy will print out. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong menu. Right, this thing will wrong file menu. Right, go to print. Right, and it'll look like that, and that's beautiful. You want that because we're going to draw lines on this with a ruler and find tangent line slopes, right? Okay, that's all I have to say about the position time graph.